Yes, yes. So yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So now, have you felt that? Have you felt any difference with the holiday season? This is what we've been talking about. If there's been any change or any difference for you this holiday season, does it feel any different?
Um, I haven't been in business like just a full year, so I'm still kind of in the phase of getting to know things. Um, this season has really pushed me.
Mm,
I'm kind of in my creative space.
hmm
So it's like, oh, I'm just trying to keep up with my brain as far as all of the things that um I've come up with, or things that have been given to me spiritually to do. And I'm just living in the moment right now. So it hasn't really been so much of a difference, I guess, because I just started like this new business in April. So I've been doing a lot of groundwork. I've been doing a lot of humping. I've been doing a lot of planning, a lot of talking to people. I actually think that this has been an incredible, and that's not likely to say in 2020 because there's been a lot of things that's been going on. But this has been an incredible journey. I mean, it is a really incredible journey because things just keep lining up. As far as a shift in business, I don't necessarily think I have. I don't really have. I don't know if it's shifted. It keeps elevating, I guess you can say.
hmm
Um, yeah, I'm just. I think I believe that 2021 is really going to soar.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the prep that I'm doing, in 2020. So it's giving me a time. I will say this, you know, the people who are looking forward to 2020, they saying that this is the year of vision and all this. And I'm like, well, if it was the year of vision, did you see COVID in it? But I think it's really like the year of refocus. So it has forced us to be creative. It has forced us to spend time with family. It's forced us to go back to the drawing board. And that's just where I am.
I can
I
relate to
wanted to just kind of throw something out, Adrienne, as far as what makes it different. And we did this anyway at Christmas time, which is to reach out to others. But I think right now, even with church restrictions, and here in Canada, in the province that I'm in, they still have it kind of going on, but all these restrictions. So I'm not attending. Some of the elderly are not attending, and so they put out this request to, can you call somebody this Christmas holiday? And I think during Christmas, we always kind of reached out, but I think that need is even greater now to reach out. And so when I got that email, I was kind of like, okay, I already do so many things. Can I get another thing on my plate? And I didn't really pray about it, but I was thinking about it. I'm like, Lord, you know what I got to do. If you lead me to do this, then it's just a phone call, right? So then I felt, okay, go ahead and let them know I'll call some people. They didn't say how many, and they sent me this list of 50 people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 50 people? Like, I gotta call 50 people between now and Christmas. And so, but I just said, God said, do it. So I'm just gonna do it. And I'm not gonna worry about the number. I'm grateful it's not 100 people. And, but if one of us can reach out to 50 people, each one, or 25 people, how much could we be giving to those people? Just even a 5-minute phone call, people that are alone or people that are without. They have here in Alberta that we are not even supposed to get together with other members of our family outside of the household.
That's right.
So
right.
we're supposed to just be in our household, with our household members.
Right.
Fortunately for me, I have I have a lot to my household. And so I'm going to have, it's not all the cousins and all the aunts and all of that, but I have my kids, most of them. There's going to be one that won't be showing up. And I have 6 kids. So they'll all be a part of our Christmas holidays, but a lot of people don't have that. And I think that we should even more so, those of us that even have, you know, a little, you still probably have more than somebody else. I'm not necessarily talking about financially, but I'm talking about more to give from in here. If you've been blessed with, you know, more in here that you can give, whether you're alone, whether you're not, but you got some amount of strength that God has given you. Pour some of that out, because some people are really, really, really feeling down because they're not with their kids, they're not with their families, and all of that. And I think that we can kind of just raise up the vibration with spreading that love, spreading that love, spreading that love to other people. So again, we've always kind of will give to family and poor families and that type of thing. But now there's a whole nother group of people that need that love that maybe didn't need it before. So if we could just kind of, I'm just putting that out there for, you know, if it don't have to be 50 people, but if you got 5 people that the Lord places on your heart, just to call, old friends, whatever, how you doing? I think if we do more of that this Christmas season, hop on a Zoom, you know, hey, let's hop on a Zoom. Haven't seen you in 10 years, you know, or whatever it may be, whatever you're led to do. But I think that's a huge difference, but we can make a huge difference this Christmas season by reaching out to even more people. So I just wanted to bring that up. Since I have to call 50 people, some of you got to call some people, okay?
I definitely do. That's why I'm like, thank you. You reminded me, like, I get so I'm like focused, micro focused on what I'm doing, and everything has to be on my calendar, or I miss you. I mean, everything has to be on my calendar. So I have to change that so I can make room for life, because I think sometimes we forget that, you know. There are cousins I haven't talked to in years. We just Facebook each other, but we haven't interacted, you know.
Talked to years and years. And we're going to do a Zoom, right? And just hop on. So I just want to encourage people, you know, we have our businesses, but we also have that, right? And I know everybody knows that. I'm preaching to the choir, but, you know, sometimes it just helps to, oh yeah, let me call that person. Yeah.
That's good advice.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because it made me think of a word, reflection. We had to like reflect. Even I had to do a lot of reflection on a lot of things. A lot of things as far as even how to do something simple as how do I carry out the day, to how do I not communicate with anyone. I mean, there are friends of mine I haven't spoken to in a while, need to reach out to that, you know, before this it'd be like every week or every other day or whatever the case may be. I think when the pandemic hit, I think the main thing was survival. Not that we didn't care about each other, but it was like, how in the world are we going to survive this? And we really don't know what this is. I mean, 1 week or 1 month, things were going this way. The next thing you know, now I got to stay inside my house. I mean, not that I don't mind. And, you know, that thinking to, okay, wait a minute. I'm not used to a routine like this where I'm not going anywhere. Or I'm not used to a routine where it's a question of, okay, am I essential? Am I not essential? I know I'm essential, even in my line of business, for some people in the line of work or whatever, but I'm told I have to stay inside, and I'm not used to this. You have others who said, oh, I'm home, thank God, Lord, I am here because I couldn't stand that place anyway, or something like that. Or transitioning from you're used to going to a building or wherever to now you got to find some space in your house or apartment or townhouse or condo or whatever to do whatever work that you had to do. So I think somewhere along the line that kind of had it where it was like, wait a minute, we're forgetting that we do need to communicate with each other. Yeah. It's not the same, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to communicate. Again, there are some people I haven't talked with in a long time that I need to get back to talking with, and vice versa. Because when you lose touch, sometimes it can take a little bit longer to get back in touch, if that makes sense. So yeah, we have that to do. And if you think about it, it is really happening more so, because in the midst of surviving, how many of us have noticed how more often we're checking on everybody, from family to friends to loved ones to co-workers to comrades to fellow entrepreneurs and all of that, because we're a caring people. We care about each other. If you think about it, different levels of it, but we do care about each other foundationally. And that has brought about a reflection too, and also a refocus back to what really matters, what really does matter. So that's brought to me again a lot of reflection.
Well, can I jump in on that one too as well? Now I'm going to take y'all on a different way, because with this pandemic, I've been in business 20 years. I'm actually retiring in 2 weeks I run a housekeeping service. And in 20 years, I've never had to lose customers to the point where they literally said, you can't come in my home. Okay, so I went through the Bush recession. So the only thing I did then was get like a second job, but this time I literally sat home from January, February, March, April, May, June. We didn't start back picking up work until about August, September. Okay, and not to mention I had girls, you have to pay. So when it came to the pandemic, as a woman who suffers from mental health issues, I did feel relief. I really don't talk to people like outside of I talk to all of I have friends, but I'm a homebody. I don't mind being a homebody because I ran the streets so much as a younger person, that being a homebody in my pajamas didn't bother me. So I was so excited about becoming a life coach, or, because I knew that I could work from home. So this was this made me have to dig down into my creative side, because I had been dying to retire. I was tired of cleaning. I didn't want to do it anymore. I was miserable at work. So when at first I was a little sad, because I'm like, oh my God, I can't work anymore. Where's my money? Because remember, I don't get paid a paycheck unless I work. So my money is tied up if I leave the house. Well, we couldn't do that anymore. So then I had been praying for better and different things to open up my avenue from God. And, and that's when he said, okay, you started a podcast one time. I even started a t-shirt business during this time. So everything I could do was online. So I'm not going to say the pandemic was, when it comes to family, I have toxic family members. So I don't deal with my family members like that. I'm not like, the last time we all got together was when my granny died at 100. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. So this pandemic, it just made me closer to my husband and my son, because that's all I have. I have my husband and my son and my puppy. But I do realize what you all are talking about, not hugging. And see, I never did any of those things with any of the family I've had. So to me, the pandemic was more or less of, oh, okay, just another day to us. But I was losing money, but it made me dig into my creative side. So now I'm coaching and, picking up my business that way, because like I said, I'm retiring in 2 weeks. But I'm very grateful for 2020, because it taught us too, the government is not going to be there for you. Now, remember, I'm self-employed. So I had to, fight to get like pandemic relief money. You know what I'm saying? But then that made me think about like, okay, so if we get another DT administration, this man don't care about entrepreneurs if you are making under $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I
tell
had to
people
think
that
about
all the time. Yes.
Exactly. He don't care nothing about that. He
Right.
cares about people who are making him look good. When he talk about the stocks, he don't talk about, you know, what we look going through. He talk about the stock market. Okay. And none of us are in the stock market. Well, at least I don't think we are, you know, but so the pandemic to me made me say, if you don't make your money, you're not going to have Social Security. You're not going to have anything if we get another type of administration like that.
Yes.
Everything is going to be gone. So I'm kind of happy that 2020 happened because it made me step out of, you know, faith. It made me come up out of my shell of, and I love to talk, you know, but then being in front of people when you think you're going to be rejected, that was a big thing of mine, especially when you deal with mental illnesses. Our brains work differently, you know, so we always thinking everybody's cruel to us, everybody's talking about us. We just, you know, it's just a weird way. But it made me step out and say, I can do all of this. So what? I don't have but 500 followers. I don't have but 20 followers. I don't got what, you know, but one like. It didn't matter to me anymore. So this year has been really good to me because God kept saying you were destined for more, but I'm gonna have to take some things away from you so you to step up. So I think I'm gonna take it a different route. 2020 to me has been a blessing in disguise with this happening. Now I'm over COVID. Now I'm ready to go travel. I'm ready to go. I mean, I saw my grandbabies for the first time in September. They live in El Paso, Texas, where it's really bad down there. So I can't get back down there right now, but I am glad for 2020. I don't care about the family situation. As long as I can see my grandbabies, my son is home with me, my husband is here. I was very grateful for 2020, even though it was a disaster, because I didn't miss a beat. You know, I didn't miss a paycheck. I didn't miss some of the things that other people are. Thank God for my husband as well. So, 2020 was a blessing that way, instead of I don't want to hug people. I'm scared of everybody right now. I don't care who it is. It can be my son. Like, dude, you better back up. I don't want nothing to do with you. Back up. I don't know where you been. And my husband is terrified. Like, we just celebrated my birthday. Our wedding anniversary is on December 31st, and I'm retiring on that day. We can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, my husband's like, we're not going anywhere. So let me think about it. He's a truck driver, so he's like, you not going anywhere. Because if I get sick, do you want to pay the mortgage? I'm like, nah. Okay. So, that was just the spin I wanted to put on it, because that was how 2020 was different, for me, with the Thanksgiving holidays and everything. Like, I usually don't cook. We usually be at the beach for Thanksgiving. So I haven't had like a traditional Thanksgiving in years. So this was okay for me this year.
Let me piggyback on that if I can. I understand where you're coming from, Olivia, because I am by day for over 35 years a mental health therapist myself, and I go in the field a lot. So we went virtual during this pandemic, and it enabled me to grow my personal business. So I understand where you're coming from with that. It is a personal achievement, a triumph, if you will, when you are able to reach into your own creativity. And really, I've been trying my business since 2005, but I think since 2005, this is the first year, and it's just so ironic, it's during a pandemic, that I was really able to get it out there and do what I wanted to do with it, what I always envisioned it to be. So I understand where you're coming from. I want to also say to you, Olivia, and to Lizzie B, I think you said your name was?
Yeah, Lizzie B.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my Facebook name, but you can just say
okay.
Z is fine.
Okay, Z, that's good. I didn't want to mess it up. Okay.
Okay. You wouldn't be the first.
Okay. But I wanted to say to you two, being that the writer that I am, and I love brand stories, and that's what I write about for my clients. So I usually offer a 30-minute complimentary consultation. I would just love to just talk to you two, not any obligations or anything, just to brainstorm with you guys and just to talk with you. And maybe I can throw something your way to help with your businesses and things like that. So just something I would love to offer, just to talk with you guys.
Well, now that you mentioned that, my coach just told me to start reaching out to mental health therapists that'll have online businesses and have them speak in my group, so that when I offer my coaching packages, that will be an incentive for them. So let me tell you how God works, honey. Okay. You see that?
That's
like
right.
I almost didn't get on here tonight because I had totally forgot about it. But then I was like, oh my God, I'm in my PJs. But then I was like, no, if I'm going to expand my business and I'm going to be a part of these groups, then I got to get on. And look how I got on and found you. See, girl,
that's
we're gonna
right.
talk.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
See, I just feel like I need to add. I feel like I need to add to what Olivia said. She just beat me to the mute button. That's all. When you said you were a mental health therapist, I had already written your name down because I was like, I'll go find her and connect with her because yes, mental health is huge in the sport industry. And
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I have connected with both of you. Miss Olivia, I've been connected with you for a while, but you ignored me, but I don't take it personally.
Well, I have so many people on there. But guess what? I'm not going to ignore you anymore. And we're going to be talking, because with mental health too in businesses, I found out that so many women suffer from mental health issues, and this keeps them from going out and doing their businesses. I mean, I have a lot of clients that have t-shirt businesses, jewelry businesses, but they're so afraid, and those demons that plague our heads, keep us from doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I mean, I remember days when I couldn't even get up out the bed to go clean. And I would lie to my husband by, I went to work today. It was just a bad time for me for a long time. And I'm also a suicide attempt survivor. So I try to keep, the women that I deal with, I try to make them focus on business. I just did a live tonight, and it was called "What's on the Other Side of Healing?" Like, what are you ready for? You asked to be healed. So what's on the other side of that? So I asked them, during the Christmas holidays, instead of focusing on what you don't have, how much money you don't have, and, you don't have a job, start dipping into your creative side. Because sometimes God sends you things. It might be a pandemic, and I'm not saying he was like, let me plague everybody and kill everybody, but sometimes little things like this will make us realize that you got all these talents. Like everybody always tell me, if I had the talent you had, I'd be a millionaire. That's what everybody tells me, because I could do everything, and I didn't use anything because dealing with mental health issues. Now that I have gotten that taken care of, I am under doctor's care. So I see a therapist once a month now, because I'm down to once a month. I take coping skill classes. I did all of that stuff. I had to do the work in order to be a better entrepreneur than I am now. So I am, like, again, I'm very thankful for this pandemic, and I'm also grateful. I'm glad I got on tonight, because my coach just, and every coach needs a coach. I have a coach, and she was like, I need you to start talking to mental health therapists, people who want to start their businesses online. Y'all could trade, clients, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I can't wait to tell her, I just met somebody.